Children's Fund calls for an end to attacks on civilians and humanitarian workers in Palestine. The UN agency urged the Israeli regime to conduct an investigation into the circumstances of the attack that killed a humanitarian staff member in northern Gaza. Previously, the director of the UN Children's Fund was injured when a drone attacked a UN agency vehicle on its way to Jabalia. The institution stressed that all residents of northern Gaza are at risk of death due to disease, hunger, and constant shelling. Since September 2023, Israeli attacks in Lebanon have caused 2,980 deaths, according to the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health. The figures could be greater because some dead have not yet been recovered or identified. A total of 71 people died and 1,069 were wounded in the last 24 hours in the Arab nation. The Israeli army has issued orders for the forced evacuation of a number of towns and cities in southern Lebanon, including the main ancient cities of Tyre. In Baalbek, Lebanon, around 30,000 people are seeking safety in and around Deir al-Ahmar, one of the Christian towns so far spared from Israeli bombing. A member of the local emergency committee, Rabbi Zadeh, said that Deir al-Ahmar and the surrounding villages initially hosted 12,000 displaced, mainly settled in homes, church annexes, and some still on the roads. This week, when Israel intensified strikes on Baalbek, a second wave of displaced people arrived. This time, the number reached 20,000. The majority of whom slept in public places. In Lebanon, the Interim Minister of Transport and Public Works, Ali Hamid, confirmed the kidnapping of a naval officer, Imad Amas, in an Israeli landing in the north of the country. In his statements, the minister specified that the capture occurred 100 meters from the officer's place of residence. In this sense, the official questioned where is the application of Resolution 1701 if it is proven that the kidnapping took place by means of a maritime landing. Meanwhile, Israeli media released a video and reported that Israeli commandos captured a leader of the Hezbollah resistance during a raid in northern Lebanon. In Palestine, Israeli occupation forces illegally detained 10 Palestinian citizens during a raid on the Fawar refugee camp located south of the town of Hebron. Zionist regime forces surrounded and stormed the camp, attacking several homes and arresting 10 people. This incursion adds to the numerous aggressions perpetrated by the Tel Aviv regime against the Palestinian people since the beginning of its most recent genocidal escalation. Authorities highlight that the Zionist regime has no legal jurisdiction within the Palestinian territories. These arrests are carried out in the framework of an expansionist plan in the Middle East. And the Iraqi resistance attacked Israeli military targets in Eilat city in rejection of the Zionist regime and in support of Palestine and Lebanon. The resistance acknowledged the strike with several drones on Israeli targets in the port city through separate operations. Last November 1st, several attacks were carried out against southern and central Israel. Moreover, the Iraqi resistance confirmed that it continues its operations to attack the enemy's strongholds with increasing intensity in response to the massacres committed by the Israeli entity against civilians, including children, women, and the elderly. In the United States, pro-Palestinian demonstrators took the streets of Boston to call on the people not to vote for genocide in the upcoming general elections. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators called for not voting for genocide in upcoming United States elections. After participating in the demonstration in Boston, pro-Palestinian college student Samari Butler said that they know both U.S. candidates support genocide, war, and destruction, adding that instead of using billions of dollars for these purposes, they could fund the people's needs. Meanwhile, in Germany, enforcement agencies repressed one more time a demonstration in support of the Palestinian people and against the Israeli genocide in Gaza. According to local media, demonstrators were gathered in a square located in Berlin, raising banners condemning the crimes against humanity committed by the Tel Aviv regime against the Palestinian people in this regard. The police force abused its power by assaulting demonstrators on the spot. Moreover, Germany has been an ally of Israel since October 7th when it began its systematic attacks against Palestine.